It's the 2020 Lancaster Archery Classic back here in Manheim, Pennsylvania at the Spooky Nook Sports Complex. The final shoot-up area in the Olympic Hall as we prepare for the penultimate round of this tournament. And up next is going to be the women of Open Pro category. And here to set the field of archers is Rob Kaufhold.
Once again, welcome back to the 2020 Lancaster Archery Classic. Our next division, Women's Open Pro. And the best ladies in the country, the professionals from all around the world. Our fourth place qualifier is Lexi Keller from Monroe, Wisconsin. Lexi's been shooting since she's a teenager, shooting for 15 years, multiple World Cup medalist and world champion. Welcome back to Lancaster Archery stage, Lexi. Our third place qualifier, originally from Mexico, now Salt Lake City, Utah, Linda Ochoa-Anderson. Linda has been shooting for 17 years. She's a current world record holder in individual eliminations with a perfect 150 with 4 X's. Okay, Linda, as the top qualifier, you want to shoot left stage or right?
Left.
Left, and first or second?
First.
First, very good. Welcome, ladies. Take your stages.
So Greg White here sitting next to Chris B, pro archer, as we set the stage. Linda Ochoa-Anderson, actually, as Rob mentioned, she does have a world record in a elimination match for World Archery, 150 with actually 11 X's. Yeah, the way she wrote it on her bio, it looked like 4. So 11 X's, and she's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So our third place qualifier, Linda Ochoa-Anderson, who took a year off from world competition as she transitioned from the Mexican Federation, now shooting for the USA team for 2020.
11.
Strong shot by both. That's always such a confidence boost. You show up to the stage, you both shoot 11s, you know you're sighted in, you know you're good, and now they can just shoot. Another strong shot. Linda's looking very good, very steady.
Lexi Keller with her own deep resume, 2019 Dakota Classic champion. She's been a world champ, multi-time World Cup medalist. This is what this tournament brings, Chris, right? Like top talent.
You know, the Lancaster Classic is turning into one of those shoots that you have to be at if you're anyone in the world of archery. That 9 for Linda, not going to be too good to start. Ooh. They both kind of had a little bit on that last shot.
Lexi Keller, you are back to the Lancaster Archery stage. Congratulations. You've gotten here. You had a great run this weekend. You having a good time?
Oh, I'm having an awesome time. Yeah, I love being here, and it's been a good weekend, like you said so far. It's good to be back.
Yep. Okay, let's look at your gear. Please tell us what setup you're shooting.
So I am shooting the PSE Perform X 3D. Fell in love with this bow since the first time I picked it up. I have the Excel sight with a shrewd scope, clear targets, 8-power lens, shrewd bars, and the Spot Hog swap rest.
Very good. I see you're shooting Black Eagle PS27s. And what release?
I'm shooting the True Ball Execute release.
Very nice, very nice. Awesome wrist release for competition, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's super smooth, super quiet. Love it.
Very good. Okay, let's take a look. 32-31. Very close match. 1 point advantage for Lexi. Lexi, would you like to shoot first or second? First.
If you're just joining us for the Lancaster Archery Classic, this is the shoot-up format. I'm Greg White with Chris B. These ladies are shooting 20 yards downrange at a 3-spot target. Scoring the inner ring, which you'll see in just a moment, is counted as 11. There were elimination matches.
11.
Qualification on Thursday and Friday, elimination matches yesterday, and your total cumulative score ranks you So if you had faltered a few points in qualification, you could actually make up some positions in eliminations.
Yeah, and it's a format like no other. You know, qualification day, your qualification kind of continues through matches, and if you shoot really well, take top seed, I mean, you're guaranteed first or second, how the format works, which is just awesome. But if you come in at the lower of the pack in eliminations, you also have the opportunity to sweep through all the way to the top.
It's just a bit of a bow arm thing sometimes for Linda.
You know, and 9s in this game, in this elimination round, they're not your friend.
Chris, let's talk about the psychology, though, of being on this stage. You know, when that happens in an elimination round, the only way you're going to know is if you look at the other competitor's target. Here, Rob's yelling out 9, so you know.
I know, you know. There's no way to really focus in and just focus on yourself.
Let's give these ladies a hand. Linda, you have traveled all over the world, you and your husband, Steve, and you've been to the Lancaster Archery Classic before. How is your weekend going up till now?
Very good. I'm really happy to be here. I really like this tournament.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, and we enjoy having you and Steve. You're one of the first couples of archery, for sure, all over the world. Let's talk about your setup a little bit.
Yes, I'm shooting the Hoyt Invicta. It's a new bow. I really like it. I shoot axle side, true bolt release. I'm using the Blade Pro and Eastern arrows.
I see a Freak Show rest. And what scope?
Is a Shroot, yeah.
Shroot scope. Okay, very good. Beautiful Doinker bars as well, I notice in purple. Okay, let's take a look at where we are at the halfway point. Very close match, 63-62. Lexi still enjoys a 1-point lead.
You'll have choice first.
Wants to shoot first.
Chris, what do you think about the strategy of Lexi shooting first?
You know, there's a possibility of putting some pressure on your opponent. You shoot first, you shoot an 11, your opponent knows that they have to match that. But it also can hurt you, you know, if you have a bad shot first, you know.
That's it.
And so it just kind of depends on the situation.
So this is the shoot-up format. So what we're shooting for right now is for the winner of this match advances to shoot against the second place qualifier. So the winner of this match guarantees themselves at least third place. And Lexi Keller had opened the door for Linda Ochoa-Anderson, I thought, after that first arrow. Linda not able to capitalize. So now the point difference grows to 2. Ooh, and that's a close one.
That's a very close one because she's shooting a 27 diameter arrow, and you can touch that outer 10 line a little bit.
11.
Strong shot by Linda. It's always so good when you shoot a 9 like that. You'd come back on your next arrow and shoot a good one in the middle.
What it comes down to in this stage is nerves. It comes down to, you know, pumping through, and I think you saw it there. Lexi obviously disappointed with that 9. 11 is going to tie it.
11.
It is, Chris. So it's there when she needs it. Here's Rob.
Steve whispered to you, Linda, give me a good one, and you did. Do you always give him everything he wants?
Well, he's a good coach, so it's good.
You're a lucky man, Steve. Okay, with 1 in to go. Unofficially, or officially, it looks like we've got a tie, 93-93. Heck, I'm turning red.
I could have just said these jobs. Remember, I have the yellow card. I have the yellow card, Rob, in case I need it for you again.
Okay. Again, he says. Okay, it's tie. Lexi will have the choice of first or second. Lexi will be leading off.
You have to imagine sometimes laughter in that box is going to help relieve some of the tension we're feeling down there.
And Rob does a good job talking to the archers, kind of getting them either more. Ooh, yeah.
All right, so we know the impact of that. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah. But, you know, Rob, it either riles up the archers talking to him or it can calm them down. You know, you look at previous matches like Jared Lux, he really loved that, talking, interacting with the crowd. That made him shoot better. But other people, you know, they don't like it.
Yeah.
But it's just part of the game.
11.
Good recovery. Outstanding recovery from Lexi Keller.
Long hold by Linda.
Yeah, a lot of movement too.
9.
Ooh. There's a lot of pressure on the line right now.
11-10 liner.
It's a good shot.
That's a good shot. All right.
Linda has to fire back to stay in it.
10 ties it. 11 for a 1-point lead. And the win.
10. Just that high. Okay, we may have a tie. We may have a 1-point lead. For Linda, there's some line calls down here, so we are not quite sure. Great job, Linda. You're hanging tough. Both of you are. There's a lot of pressure up here. What do you do to try to settle things down?
Well, I practice a lot, so I just try to remind myself that, like, I practice, I know what I'm doing, and just be confident on that.
Yep. Got to trust your process and your shot, don't you?
Yeah, that's it.
About how much do you shoot per day or per week?
Well, I shoot around 120, 150 arrows per day, depending on the season.
Very nice, very nice. That's a good training schedule for a compound archer. Okay, gonna come over here while they set faces. Lexi, you recently finished school, I think last year. And, you know, you're in the working world and it's tough to balance life and training, I know. You're doing a great job at it, but what are you doing professionally now?
Well, right now I'm hunting for jobs, but trying to focus on archery a little bit more, so I'm kind of slacking on that department. That's okay.
Well, very good. Well, you're doing great today. Let's see how things look. Oh, we had a line call, and Linda Ochoa-Anderson is our winner and moves on by just 1 point. Lexi Keller will take 4th place, $4,000. Congratulations, Lexi. That's a big hug. Okay, Sarah Prieels is our 2nd place qualifier coming in. She hails from Edinburgh in the United Kingdom, formerly from Belgium, I believe, shooting for over 20 years. She's been shooting since she's a little girl, from an archery family. Great history in her family. She's won both the Classic and Vegas, and she currently holds the world record at 597. Big hand for Sarah Prieels. Sarah, you choose to shoot from the right or the left?
I'll shoot second.
Chooses to shoot second from the right stage.
Greg White, Chris B. Chris sometimes shooting second. We talked about this before. You kind of see what your competition is doing. Maybe put the pressure on them to throw a good arrow down.
Yeah, throw the pressure back on them. Let them start. Let them set the tone of the match.
So here's Linda Ochoa-Anderson, now advancing through the shoot-up format. Linda telling me she actually just got herself a job. We heard her talk about her arrow count. I'm sure that's going to go down a little bit. But she is going to be working in an educational environment as a translator for people learning English. So far, she's worked 2.5 days, Chris. She showed up, worked 2 days, then she went off to Nîmes, came home, worked a half a day, and then came here.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing that she's very good at her job,
Yeah.
and it works out. Sarah has won so many things. You look at her resume; it's very, very impressive, and there's no wonders why she's on this stage right now.
No, absolutely. Lancaster here, 2018, 597 world record. Vegas shoot 2015. And, you know, she's actually just been on fire as of late, too, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has.
11-10 minor. Lincoln's 11. Very close.
Gives it 1 click for that. It's very important. PJ and I were talking in previous matches, but these matches are so short. I mean, you only have 12 arrows to shoot. So even though certain situations your grouping might be off a little bit and you're like, it's just me, it's just me, it's just me, it'll get back in the middle. You don't have time to work on things. You just have to move your sight, adjust for it, and you constantly see these archers adjusting their sights to get them in the middle.
Yeah.
Sarah, that was a great first end. Come out strong. And if we can, let's take and talk about your gear.
Yeah, sure. So I'm shooting the TRX-7 with axle sight using Carter Target 4 releases, Hamsky rest, Shrewd stabilizers.
What scope?
Shrewd scope.
Shrewd scope, very nice.
Carbon Express arrows.
Carbon Express knockbusters with biter knocks, I notice.
Yes.
Very nice. And you were born and raised in Belgium, I believe, and now living in the United Kingdom?
Yes, I was born and raised in Belgium. I moved to train with Alistair Whittingham and fell in love with Edinburgh. I'm not going to go back to Belgium.
You don't miss the chocolate?
No, I don't.
I would. Anyway, we got a match, close one, 32-31. Sarah has a 1-point lead. Sarah, do you choose to shoot first or second?
Second.
Second.
So here's the thing, Chris, you know, with what Linda shot, that 9 that she shot to open up the door for Sarah Prieels, that can be a tough one.
Yeah, you know, Linda's in a position, she knows she needs to make up a couple, you know, points, some ground, and Sarah's in a position where she just has to maintain. You know, she just has to keep shooting her shot, and it kind of puts a different kind of pressure on both archers in both situations. Yeah, that looks like 11. Sarah's looking very solid. Linda held a little long on that one and drifted to the left. Ooh. You could see she did not like that one. She knew it was going high.
Looked like it went off a little quick for her too.
Yeah, you know, it's important to maintain your tempo up on the stage, and it's very easy to tense up longer shots, and I mean that kills you, especially with this time restriction. You know, you can't let down, you can't really restart, you just got to go.
11-10 liner, I believe it's a 10. Next shooting lane.
Okay, so we're going to see an arrow call on that one.
Sarah, if we could, tell us about your training, how many days a week you shoot, and maybe how many pounds of draw weight you're pulling?
So at the moment, my bow's fairly light, so probably around 45 pounds. I try to train 6 days a week when I'm home, and yeah, number of arrows depends on how I feel on the day.
Very good, very good. You've been traveling around the world for a long time, you know, 15, 20 years that I know you, and you know, it can be a hard life, you know, traveling so much. Obviously, you enjoy it. What do you like most about traveling the world and competing?
Going back home? No, it's always great to be, you know, around everybody, and I enjoy the shooting part, but yeah, I like going back home.
Yeah. One of the things that I find among elite archers is a real brother and sisterhood, and the people that you compete against end up becoming some of your best friends that you see throughout the year, and there's a real camaraderie and a real sense of mutual respect. And these two certainly have that. We've got a 63-62 match with Linda Ochoa-Anderson taking the lead and shooting first.
Yeah, another interesting bit about this match, Crispy, is the fact that for the shooter who is in the lead, they can choose when they want to shoot, you know, from end to end.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to kind of bounce around. Even when there's a new component or opponent coming onto the stage, they can choose which side they want. So they could bump off the previous opponent. It's a lot of flexibility. You just got to pay attention and just shoot at the target you're shooting on.
And 3 of 4 to decide who gets to shoot against the #1 qualifier for the title of Women's Open Pro Champion. Sarah Prieels right now. She's getting them close as Linda Ochoa-Anderson temporarily has a 2-point advantage, but we've seen Linda on those long holds throw some 9s.
Yep, and that one's close.
Yep. Hear her husband Steve Anderson giving her some, let's call it coaching. We'll call it coaching.
Yeah,
coaching.
Support.
Sure, support, coaching.
Steve's a funny guy.
He sure is. All right, last arrow of N3 for Linda.
Very close.
That's high.
Yeah, it's a bit high. That's going to be close. Linda holding kind of long on her shots, you know. It's one of those things. You tense up, and it's important just to stay relaxed on them.
Touch shooting. Steve brings her hand. Well done. Linda, Steve's words of encouragement, you know, I can't help it. He's right in my right ear. And, you know, he has some very wise advice, just encouraging and, you know, trying to communicate that you don't have to try too hard. And how much assistance is it to have him in your ear?
I like that. I actually asked him to do that for me because that keeps my mind just in that instead of thinking about other things.
Yeah. Great job. Great job. Okay, let's look at how things are shaking out with just 1 end to go. Linda Ochoa-Anderson has a 2-point lead going into the last end, 95-93.
So Crispy, let's add on to what Linda was talking about. Let's talk about that mental aspect of it. And when Linda's talking about thinking about other things, how good is it or bad is it to let other thoughts creep into your head when you're trying to shoot a bow?
In this situation, it's really important not to be outcome oriented. And what, you know, by that I mean you don't want to be thinking about the match as a whole. You don't want to be thinking about the outcome, the money, the title, you know, even the social media post afterwards, you know, like we're in a day and age where like everyone knows everything. What you want to be focusing about is that arrow, that shot, and that's all you can control. You can't control the end outcome. You can just worry about in the moment what's going on. And I think that's what Linda's talking about when Steve's communicating with her, just to stay focused on that one shot.
11.
There she goes.
So we'll see if they keep trading 11s here. Unbelievable. The final end of competition to determine who gets to go move on to shoot for the #1 spot.
So Linda has an opportunity to close the match out.
Oh, bobble. She had a bobble.
Ooh. That is not what you want to do in your last arrow.
So a 10 moves Sarah Prieels on to the next.
10.
She does it.
She takes it.
Let's see how that works out. I believe unofficially, Sarah Prieels may have taken the lead on that last end. We'll see. We'll have to wait for the official ruling. Let me know. Okay, I believe we have an official ruling. 125, 124. Linda Ochoa-Anderson takes 3rd place and $1,250. $500 from Hoyt. Linda? Congratulations, Linda. Well done. Okay. Our next competitor. First place qualifier, Paige Pierce from Red Bluff, California. Paige is world field champion, 6-time Reading champion, 3-time NFAA Shooter of the Year. Welcome to the Lancaster Archery stage.
Thank you.
Would you like to shoot right or left?
I'm going to shoot right.
You're going to shoot right and bounce Sarah over. And would you like to shoot first or second?
First.
First. Very good. Take your stage.
Start of the finals match for the women's Open Pro category. And our #1 qualifier, after all the scores were settled, Paige Pierce out on stage with Crispy, an absolute whirlwind tour of the entire, like when I say world tour, she's been on a world tour as of the last month or so. And this is the final stop.
Yeah, Paige is an incredible shooter. She's been all over. She's won so much, and she really dominates on outdoor field style shooting.
Yeah.
But when she comes indoor, she ain't no slouch either. She's an incredible shooter.
Yep. And if you ever get in a conversation with Paige, just ask her how she aims, and it'll blow your mind. I'm not even attempting to go through it here. But she starts off, Paige does, with a solid 11. Sarah answers on that one. Now, when I mean world tour, she started off in Iowa for the Iowa Pro-Am a few weeks ago, jetted off to Australia, where she won those 2 back-to-back, then to Nîmes, France, and then here.
It's a lot of traveling when you're a top competitor, top pro. You know, life on the road. It's not a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's looking forward to putting this one in the books and getting on home tomorrow back to California.
But then we just have Vegas in a week and a half, so
yeah,
it's back to that.
Yep. And she told me, she's like, I'll be in Vegas on early Wednesday. I was like, wow, I would probably wouldn't have gone until Friday.
Right.
Sarah Prieels could take a pretty commanding lead here if she can get this 33.
11.
Beautiful shooting from Prieels.
And that's huge, you know, taking the advantage first end of the match.
Paige came out, shot a nice 11 to start it off. That was good. Let's look at your gear a little bit, and please tell us about your rig.
Shooting the Bowtech Reckoning 38 here. True Ball Excel sight, Shrewd scope. Also shooting the Blade Release, that's new. Black Eagle arrows, the PS27s, AAE, vanes, rests and bars, and Rogue bowstrings.
Very nice, very nice. You picked up that Blade Release this week when you and Tate were in shooting. And I can tell you, I was really impressed with how many of you pros, you and Tate included, were in shooting all week. You guys trained like an Olympic recurve archer this week. You guys worked really hard, and you know, wish you all the best here.
Thank you.
Okay, 33-30, 3-point lead for Sarah Prieels. Do you choose to shoot first or second?
Second.
Okay, Paige will lead us off.
Well, Chris, I have to tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rob just mentioned she just got a Blade Release.
Okay.
But when we were in the Iowa Pro-Am, after she cleaned the 5-spot round of day 1, the next round is a Vegas, she asked me if I had a Blade Release. And so I gave her my backup release, and she went on to win Iowa with it. She won Australia with it, and she finished 4th in Nîmes, and then handed it back to me when I got here.
So what you're saying is you were the only reason for the success of that.
No. You know what I think? I'm not going to change anything on that release.
She rubbed off a little bit of luck on
I
it
hope
and gave
so.
it back
I
to
hope
you.
so. Because it certainly didn't happen yesterday for me. But
That's awesome.
she's like, you're going to mention that, aren't you? I'm like, I don't know, but it kind of came up. So
Yeah, and now she has one up and shooting of her own.
Yep.
I don't think you had a purple one, though. Did you have a purple one?
I do, but that's not the one she got.
Oh.
I have a black one that I lent her, and she wanted the purple one. So, yeah. Same size, though. Medium. So,
Medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, medium's pretty standard for all across the board.
Yeah. Paige still trying to find a rhythm at this point where Sarah Prieels is in the groove, and this is where Prieels can be so dangerous. Can just start clicking off those scores.
11.
It's a good shot. And Sarah, she's had a full match now to warm up, make sure her sight's good and everything. Paige is coming in fresh, you know, right off the practice range. So Sarah has a little bit of advantage on that standpoint.
Sarah, that was another 33. Well done. You seem to be in a groove.
Thank you. Yeah, the first 9 hours were really tricky. I'm happy I can, you know, make my shot.
Well done. Paige, I want to personally thank you, and on behalf of parents everywhere and little girls everywhere that look up to you. And, you know, I think you had the longest line and the most persistent people wanting to see you at the pro meet and greet. And, you know, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for the, you know, the way you represent the sport and yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, they're the next generation, and I started archery as one of them, looking up to everybody, just dreaming about being up on the stage. So it's pretty cool to be here today, and I really hope that they stick with it and that they want to, you know, do this and become this. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Okay, thank you for all you do. Paige Pierce, let's give her a hand. Sarah Prales, 66. Paige Pierce, 61. You choose to shoot second once again?
Yes.
Okay. Paige will lead us off.
So Chris B, 5 points at this level, meaning at the incredible level that these women open pro shoot. You think this is insurmountable at this point with what you've seen from the rhythm of Sarah Prales?
You know, that's the thing in these matches. Anything can happen. You know, we've seen in previous matches, you know, a little hiccup in someone's shot and the match switches. So you always have to put them in the middle. You just have to do your best and not be discouraged because you don't know what's going to happen.
This is the third of four ends to decide the champion. Paige gives herself an opportunity to try to get a point back. A good look down the scope of Sarah Prales. Looking at that bubble.
11 just caught.
And Sarah, we saw from our commentating position, Sarah grabbed a click, just a little sight adjustment.
11.
And 11 maintains Sarah Prales' lead.
11.
That one just had that
Excellent
look, didn't it?
shooting. Yeah, it had that extra sound. And
32 apiece. Great shooting, you two. Tate, what's it like to be here in the coach's box?
Oh, it's good. It's fun watching her shoot.
You lending lots of support. You two have worked, like I said, you two were working very hard, and you were helpful all week for her. And that was great to see. You're great support for her.
Yeah, it was good having the shop to shoot at all week, and like you giving us kind of free reign to go fix our stuff because it was obviously well needed. So it was good. Thank you.
You betcha. You betcha. We want to help to get everybody ready for the indoor season. It'll be a long one. Okay, let's take a look. We've got 5 points. Sarah Prales, 98. Paige Pierce, 93. Sarah, you choose to continue shooting second? Okay. Paige will lead us off.
The final end for the Women's Open Pro category here at the 2020 Lancaster Archery Classic. Paige Pierce with a huge mountain to climb and a big deficit.
11.
All she can do is just put them in the middle, Chris.
11, 11, 11. That's what we're hoping for. That's what she's hoping for. And you never know what's going to happen. There's a lot of pressure on the line right now.
11 just caught.
She did not like that shot, but sometimes you get lucky on that.
It landed.
Good shot by Paige. She's starting to find her rhythm.
Flinch.
11.
Ooh,
Wow. What a sigh of relief.
I know. excellent shooting.
But you've talked about it since you got here. Such a short format, only 12 arrows. Got to get into a rhythm sooner.
Gotta make it count. Yep.
11.
There we are.
And there you're looking at two top archers at the top of their game, finishing off with 33s apiece.
Paige Pierce, perfect 33 on that last end, but wasn't enough to overcome the first few ends. Nice shooting. Your second place payout is $2,000 combined with Bowtech for $1,250, so $3,250 for the weekend. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you guys for everything that you do. This is such a cool event. I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Paige. Let's hear it for Sarah Prieels. Just 1 point off perfect to win the championship. Wow, what a round.
Yeah, it was a good round. It was a good flinch on that, second arrow of this end. Scared myself a little bit, but it's an 11, so, what else can you ask?
Yep. Okay, $4,000 plus $5,000, $9,000 payout total for you for the weekend. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you for putting on such a great show. I'll be here next year.
Okay, welcome back. Thank you. Let's give it up for Sarah Prales. Stay tuned for PJ's interview with Sarah. Sarah Prales will be back there with an interview for PJ momentarily. Then we'll have a short commercial break.
Well, Chris B, here's a look at how it ended up. You can see Linda Ochoa-Anderson made her way past Lexi Keller, but then Sarah Prales started to take over. And when she ran up against our #1 qualifier, Prales 1 point down from shooting a perfect match.
Yeah, it was super tough competition. These girls are world class. They've traveled all over. They've won so much. These girls are at the top of their game. And Sarah was just on top of it today. So huge congratulations to Sarah.
And PJ's with her right now.
Whichever you feel comfortable with. All right. Sarah Prales, so this is your second Classic Championship. You took the silver last year. Tell us how it feels winning this thing 2 times.
Feels great, coming in, I knew I was going to be on the podium, which is, a relief when you travel across the pond and, just do your job right. I'm very proud to be winning this championship and gonna go home, work harder, and be back in Vegas.
And so the last game here against Paige, 1 arrow off perfect. So do you think the first match got you ready for that? You were feeling it?
Oh yeah, definitely. The 9 first arrow, I just couldn't hold the bow still, and everything was shaking, heart was pounding, and then you go in the last stand being like, okay, I'm trailing, just try to enjoy it, finish on good shots, and let's see what happens.
All right, and how does this propel you as you prepare for Vegas?
Well, I hope I shot all my 9s here and managed to keep them in the 10 in 2 weeks.
All right, Sarah Prieels, 2020 Women's Open Pro Champion.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
All right, that'll do it for the women's pro class. I want to thank Chris B for joining me in the booth for some outstanding shooting, and what a performance for the final match for Sarah Prieels. Don't go anywhere, because our final match is getting ready to be teed up. It's the Open Pro category, where we have 8 shooters all vying for the title of Lancaster Archery Classic Open Pro Champion.
Every detail matters. Boning premium points are precision crafted. For arrows that spin true and fly clean and stable, time after time.
established in a small town in 1981. A company that produces quality products that archers have come to rely on. I started shooting with a Scott release and have passed the tradition on. My dad always told me, never forget where you came from. Well, I haven't. Shoot with confidence. Shoot a Scott.